I first made my millions of dollars. The first time I ever became a millionaire was with Webcam Studio.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is how I first ever made money. I mean, I was a kickboxing world champion, but kickboxing's not boxing, right?
Yeah.
So I'd make like $100,000 a fight. You fight 2 or 3 times a year. You pay 20% to your manager. You pay taxes, but you're not rich.
So you get like 30 to 40% of the money.
Yeah, and I didn't consider myself rich. Like 30, 40 grand chunks, twice a year, maybe 3 times a year. Living in London, London rents, need a car. You're trying, like you're not rich in any way. And that's actually the reason I retired, because I woke up one day and I thought, I'm giving 6 hours a day of absolute focus and energy to this. And I believe I'm smart enough that if I put that much tenacity into something else, I can be a Stay in the gym, I walk in, it was 4 Bosnian men. I was a child in this tiny little terrible gym. And he said, can you fight? And I said, yeah, I've done karate for a few years. That I got knocked clean out on my first day, of course. And I guess they expected me to never come back, but I kept coming back. And my coach said to me, look, I want to put you into a fight. And he took me down to a town called Southend-on-Sea. And my first fight wasn't kickboxing. My first fight was actually MMA. And I was fighting a 24-year-old security doorman. Being a stupid American, I thought pounds and kilos were the same. I weighed in at 82 kilo. He weighed in at 90 kilo, which is an 8 kilo difference. And I was like to my coach, is that a big difference? He's like, no, don't worry about it. I was like, okay. But thinking back, a 20-pound difference, a big difference in fighting. And I got in there and I won. I didn't win necessarily through skill, but I just kept going. Towards the end, I'm just on top of him, just punch him in the face. From there, my coach was like, okay, you have some potential. If you take 2 people, one believes in ghosts and one doesn't. You put them both in haunted houses. And in the middle of the night, there's a bang. The person who believes in ghosts is now terrified. There's a ghost, they're calling an exorcist, they're panicking in the room, they're hiding. The person who doesn't believe in ghosts goes wind and goes back to sleep. It's the same noise, it's the same scenario, but it's the belief that's in their mind that terror and ruins their life. It's the belief in their mind that turns against them. And I've said this many times. I don't even give a shit about right and wrong. You can tell me depression's, you can give me with every scientific proof in the world, depression, I refuse to believe in things that take my power away from me. I'm only going to construct a mental model that allows me to be as powerful as possible. If believing in the idea of depression is going to take my own power away, then I won't believe in it. I don't want to believe in things that make me weak. Motivation is not a real thing. You are never going to be permanently motivated to do things that you don't want to do.
So then, Andrew, how do I do it? Like, how do I do it?
People who train every day don't want to train every day. They are not motivated to train every day. They are something else. Motivation is the wrong word. They are not motivated. They are disciplined.
Andrew,
disciplined.
Are there ever days where you don't feel like working out or you don't feel like doing work?
Every fucking day, I don't feel like doing things that I still do. It's called discipline. It's called being a man. It's not about feeling like doing it. If you only do things you feel like doing, you know what you end up doing?
What?
You end up sitting around with a belly, drinking soya fucking latte bullshit. That's what you end up doing if you only do what you feel like doing. You have to wake up and say, I don't feel like training, but I must train. You need to do what you're supposed to do, not what you feel like fucking doing. Okay. That's the difference between a man and a fucking child. You do not become a man doing what you feel like doing. You become a man doing what you're supposed to fucking do. It is your duty to not be a fat piece of shit.
Okay.
But you fucking it up because of a lack of motivation. Slavery's not gone anywhere, right? So the old school idea of slavery, let's talk about slavery. A government would get slaves, make them work for free. That's slavery. So what do now? They get people, make them build things for money. But the government print all the money. So if a government can create as much as they want of something from thin air, and you'll give up your life for this thing they can create from thin air as much as they want, you are still their slave.
I want you all to understand something about life. Discontentment and unhappiness is supposed to motivate you. But you've been tricked by the modern world into thinking that there's a problem with you, that it's a condition, there's a disease, there's something wrong with me. Completely incorrect. When you feel like shit, it's supposed to be warning you that your life is shit and something must change. And it's supposed to inspire you to push harder.
I actually don't believe in fighting outside of the cage or the ring. I don't believe that fighting is a real thing. I don't believe fighting is real. Violence and fighting are different things.
So is that you saying like no one really knows how to fight outside of?
No, I'm saying that it doesn't matter. Violence is a different thing. I know truly violent people, and I've been in truly violent scenarios. And if someone is truly violent, they don't need to know how to fight. And I'm saying if someone who is violent wants you, you're going to die. Violence is 10 men with machetes. Violence is spray the attic. Violence is run him over with a car. Violence isn't, hey bro, that's the olden days. Let's go outside, have a fucking, that's all gone now. If you're caught in altercations on the street, no matter how big of a tough guy you are, the best thing you can do is leave. There are too many people who are ready to fucking go to jail or die with nothing to fucking lose.
lazy. No more video games, no more loser antics, no more dumb shit. You are finally in the right place at the right time. You are the only person who can make this work, and you're also the only person who can fuck this up. I say this all the time. You still have to do the work. A wage slave broke you. Don't be one of those people. Never quit. Never give up. And if you only exist amongst the money, you're gonna end up with some money.
You need to be rich when you're young and sexy like me, not when you're old. Your parents' idea of how to generate wealth no longer works. Your parents say just work hard, save your money, put it in a savings account, and then get a mortgage, and then you can pay off the house. All garbage. That stuff doesn't work anymore. Back when your parents were doing that, the savings account gave them 6-7% interest. Now you don't even get 1%. If you actually try and make money by just putting money in a savings account and getting a mortgage and paying off the mortgage, you're gonna be broke until you're 60. And that's not getting rich. You need to be rich when you're young and sexy like me, not when you're old. Because nobody cares about the old dude in the Lambo, they care about the young dude in the Lambo. So everything you've been told and taught about wealth creation is outdated and wrong. The reason humans are the #1 species on the planet is because of our adaptability, the ability to adapt. I can go anywhere on Earth. I can go wherever the money is, where the money resides. If the money's residing in Japan, I can go to Japan. If I need to go to Singapore, I can go to Singapore. I can go live in Las motherfucking Vegas. I've never seen anybody dedicate themselves to something completely and fail. I've never seen somebody eat right, go to the gym every day, train really hard, and not be in good shape. The universe is extremely giving. If you actually try, and you actually want it, and you're actually not making excuses, lying, talking shit, you're gonna get what you want.
Enjoy everything. Enjoy the sunshine through the window as you sit in traffic. Because I've been to a lot of places, I've seen a lot of things where people would do anything to be you. A bad day is coming. For all of us, right? For all of us in our future, there's a 100% probability that either we're gonna die or someone we love is gonna die. You will have a reason to be upset soon enough. That's a fact. Why are you doing it in advance? Like nothing's wrong today. Oh, well, you're flat tire. Boo-hoo. People are so emotionally reactive to low-level stuff. I don't know how long I'll live, but I know that I'm gonna enjoy myself every single second.